All right, we're going to move on to the second page of the review. And these ones get a little bit tougher, but they should go smooth. So this one is a pentagonal prism. So I'm going to look at this pentagon here. I'm going to draw it off to the side. So the idea with finding the surface area of this or the volume is I first need to find the apothem. So I know that that angle is 36 degrees, and I know this side is 2. That's the opposite and the adjacent, so I'm going to set up tan of 36 equals 2 over a, cross multiply. I'm going to get my apothem to be gotta make sure I'm in the right mode first, which I'm not. Okay. 2 divided by tan of 36. And I get 2.75 for my apothem. So I now know that this is 2.75. Alright, so to find the surface area first, that means I need to find the area of the pentagon and the area of the 5 triangles. So the area of the pentagon is going to equal 1/2 my perimeter. Well, if this side's 4, I have 5 sides. So I get 20 for my perimeter times the apothem, which is 2.75. So I get that area to be 27.5 for my pentagon. And then I have 5 triangles. Okay. Each one of the triangles has a height of 6.5. Maybe I'll draw that a little bigger. Each one of the triangles has a height of 6.5 and a base of 4. So the area of those is going to be 1/2 6.5 times 4, which gives you 13. And I have 5 triangles. So when I do 13 times 5, I get 65. So if I add up this and this, my total surface area is going to equal 92.5 centimeters squared. And I'm going to leave that apothem work up there for the next part, but I'm going to erase this surface area. So now I'm going to use that same apothem for the volume. And remember, the volume of a pyramid now is base times height divided by 3. I still need to find the area of my base. So my big B is going to be 1/2 perimeter times my apothem, which gives me the same area that I found before, 27.5. So my base, the area of my base is 27.5. It tells me in the problem that the height of the pyramid is 5.9, which means from here to here, it's 5.9. So I'm going to multiply by my height, and then I divide that by 3 to get my volume. And then I get my volume to be 54.08. Cubed. Okay, now I move over to the cone. Now, some people are complaining this cone looks a little lopsided. Let's assume it's regular. So our height is going to drop straight down in the middle. We're going to pretend that's equal. That means that's going to be 9. To find the height, I'm going to use Pythagorean's theorem. A squared plus 9 squared equals 15 squared. Right, so my a squared plus 81 equals 225. I get that to be 12, so the height is 12. Right, now surface area for a cone is actually pretty easy. I'm going to give you the formula if you need it. It's pi r squared plus pi r l. So to find the surface area, I just do pi times my radius 9 squared plus pi times my radius times L. L stands for my lateral, which is that slanted part, which is 15. So I get my total surface area to be 216 pi. So surface area is probably the easiest for this shape. Volume's not too bad for a cone either. It's similar to a pyramid, which means it's base times height divided by 3. The area of my base is the area of the circle, which is going to be 81 pi, times the height now I know is 12, divided by 3. My total volume is going to be, let's see, 81 times, not minus, times 12, divided by 3, Gives me 324 pi. And that is in yards cubed. Right, so don't forget that for a volume, you need a perpendicular height, not that slant height, so you're going to have to use Pythagorean theorem. You can use that again on number 4 here. I need to find this height, and there are multiple ways you can do that. This is an equilateral, so I know this is 3, and that's 6. Okay. Now, this is also a 30, 60, 90, so if you remember those rules, you can go from the short leg to the long leg by multiplying by the square root of 3. But let's assume you don't remember those rules. You can simply do 3 squared plus b squared equals 6 squared. And that will give you your height, which is going to be the square root of 27. And so that's 5.196 or 5.2. So my height is 5.2 now. Again, this is a triangular prism, so to find the volume, I need to find the area of the base. And it's a prism, so I don't need to divide by 3. The area of my base is going to be that triangle, which is 1/2 times the base. The whole base is 6 times my height is 5.2. Which gives me 31.2. Then I'm going to multiply that by my height of the prism. Remember, it's how do I get from this base to this base? That's my height, which is 7.2. So I'm going to multiply by 7.2. Oops. Times 7.2 gives me... Did I forget to divide my base by 2? Back up. I think I forgot to calculate that by 2. 6 times 5.2 divided by 2 is my base, which is 15.6. Sorry about that. Then I can multiply by my height of 7.2 to get my volume of hopefully 112.3. 112.3 exactly. All right, now we're going to move over to this trapezoidal prism. The key for this is to recognize that it's a trapezoid for your base. So see how I have 2 of them here, one in the back. That signifies that that's my base. So again, the volume of a prism is base times height. Okay, my big B is going to be that formula of a trapezoid, which is 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. So I'm going to have 1/2 times 4 times 3 plus 9. The area of my base is going to be 3, that's 12, times 4 is 48, divided by 2 is 24. So that's my big B. Now I need to multiply by the height. Remember, it's how do I get from one base to another? What's that distance? Well, that's 2. So I do 24 times 2 to get a volume of 48 feet cube. Don't forget to label your units too. Volume's always in cube. All right, is that the end of the second page? All right, that's the end of the second page. We're going to move on to the third.